Hello. Today my topic that I'm presenting on is Diphyllobothrium Latum, and Diphyllobothrium Latum is a commonly known fish tapeworm, and it is a type of species that causes harm to humans and other mammals. It belongs to class Cestor and is one of the largest human tapeworms and can reach 10 meters, which is 83 feet, and has flat segmented body. This is a image presentation on how it actually looks. So the humans can become a suitable definite host for Diphyllobothrium latum, as it is caused by ingesting raw fish which contains the cestose larva, and this larva enters the human system and grows into an adult while residing in the intestines. D. latum is the most common, but other Diphyllobothrium species can also colonize humans and cause harm. Dilatum is most commonly in countries where uncooked raw fish is ingested the most, countries such as Japan, Australia, Africa, and Canada. Such countries, and it belongs to the class Cestor and phylum Platyhelminthes from the kingdom Animalia. The pathogenesis of Dilatum includes larval ingestion of the infection process, where humans can become infected by consuming raw or undercooked fish that includes plerosacoid larvae, the infectious stage of the dilatum. Then formation of larvae occurs, where after ingestion the larvae are released from the stomach and migrates to the small intestine, where they attach themselves to the mucosa with the help of their bothrya or the sucking grooves. In the small intestine, it then matures into a adult tapeworm. From their growth and offspring, once it is fully grown, the tapeworm begins to develop multimeter long segments known as the proglottids, which are used to store eggs. And these proglottids detach from the tapeworm and pass via the feces of the host. So some of the pathological mechanisms that is included in this is mechanical irritation, where at the attachment point a little amount of inflammation, and mechanical irritation may be caused by the tapeworms adherence to the intestinal mucosa. And then there is also nutrient absorption, where the host and the tapeworm fight for nutrients, especially vitamin B12. This has the potential to deplete the host's vitamin B12 stores because of the tapeworm's strong uptake of the vitamin. Then we have vitamin deficiency with anemia. The lack of vitamin B12 can cause megaloblastic anemia, which is by the formation of abnormally large and dysfunctional red blood cells. Then moving further on, talking about the clinical manifestations, some gastrointestinal symptoms include abdominal discomfort, diarrhea, nausea, and vomiting, weight loss, altered appetite, and intestinal obstruction, which is also known as mechanical blockage. And then we have vitamin B deficiency, which causes megaloblastic anemia and neurological symptoms, which includes fatigue, weakness, pale skin, dizziness, difficulty walking, and memory problems. The life cycle of D-latum is pretty much simple, and it starts when the unembroiled eggs are released in the feces from the humans, and then it goes into the water from where it is ingested by a crustacean or a crab, and from there the prosacoid larvae develops more, and it injects itself further into the crab, and from there the crab is then ingested by intermediate host, which is a small fish, and the larvae gets more matured, and then that small fish is ingested by an definite host, which is the human, and that small larvae develops into an adult tapeworm inside the human body. The eggs in the excrement image are not fully developed. They mature in 18 to 20 days, and they create oncospheres, which finally develop into Coccidia when the proper conditions are met. So when the Coccidia are eaten by grapes, they develop into prosacoid larvae. Oncospheres are the larval form of the tapeworm once it has been ingested by an intermediate host animal. Then these prosacoid larvae are released from the crustacean, which is the crabs, and they migrate deeper into the tissues where they develop into the plerosacoid larvae. It is infectious for the definitive host after consuming the second intermediate host, which is usually a small fish. The plecosacoid develops into an adult tapeworm in the last third small intestine, in the ability of mature diphyllobothrids to stick to the intestinal mucosa is provided by their two bilateral grooves or bothria on the Scoles picture. They grow over 10 meter inland, and the adults have about 3,000 proglottids. Every day, a single worm can release up to 1 million immature eggs from proglottids, which are then discharged in the feces 5 to 6 weeks after the infection occurs. The laboratory diagnosis. The laboratory diagnosis of Diphyllobothrium Latum infection is based on the identification of the eggs or the segments, which are known as the proglottids of the parasite, in stool samples. So, stool examination occurs where we do direct microscopy of the stool sample which are collected from the patient. We see features of the egg 40 to 50 micrometer by 58 to 78 micrometer. The D latum eggs have an occasional lobe at one end and a prominent operculum or a structure that resembles a lid at the other end. And we also do proglottid identification through that, and they are broader than long and can be identified in the stool samples under microscope. We also have serological tests where antibody detection occurs. It comes to finding antibodies against dilatum. We use molecular methods where polymerase chain reaction (PCR) is used to detect the dilatum DNA in stool samples, which is sensitive and specific, but it is not always available in labs. And blood test is also done to detect the B12 levels, which determines the vitamin level, especially if the patient presents with the symptoms of deficiency. And complete blood count is also checked, which reveals the megaloblastic anemia, indicating the vitamin B12 deficiency. The treatment involved in dilatum infection is when a patient presenting with dilatum can be treated with pharmacology means with medicines and supplements. Surgery is not required until and unless the patient has an intestinal obstruction. So this drug is prescribed. It is Peziquantel, and it is a prescribed drug for Diphyllobothrium infection. And although the exact mode of action is not known, it has been hypothesized that it causes microorganisms to suddenly release a large amount of calcium ions, which paralyzes the muscles. So to encounter this drug is prescribed, and the dosage for dealing with the infection is 25 mg. Vitamin B supplements is also given out to address the vitamin B deficiency and anemia. Then we have the prevention and control of dilatum infection. We can have safe fish consumption, eating cooked and properly cleaned fish, freezing the fish at recommended temperature like below negative 20 degrees for 7 days, so storing below negative 35 degrees for 15 hours, and monitoring and control of fish, which is regular inspection from freshwater sources for parasite infection. Public health measures, surveillance program to monitor the D-latum infections in the public and fish. Public awareness, educating the public on the D-latum infection causes and the prevention. And that's it. Here are some of the references if you want to read up more on the D-latum infection. Thank you.